Accept your death.
Alright, Bonehawks, this video is all about Shujinko. I started making a Shujinko matchup chart again just to kind of update things with some new characters and whatnot, and it was taking forever, so I thought, well, let's kind of do it in chunks. So I'm going to start off here with like his top 10 steals, and if that's something that you want to see, like the rest of the list, just let me know in the comments and I can go through it. Because yeah, once I was showing off everything, I was like, well, this is taking quite a bit, so... But these are his top 10 steals in my opinion. Before we get into that, let's just go over some basic Shujinko stuff. So Shujinko has the punch, he has the kick. Kick is a mid, punch is a high, kick is unsafe, but you almost never do the kick on its own. You'll usually cancel it into something. Every matchup that Shujinko has one safe move. There is not a single matchup where Shujinko doesn't have a unsafe move. Sometimes he does have gaps. There are some times where there's gaps, but he's also always got a way to keep you safe. So yeah, in the Kung Lao, for example, it's the hat toss. 9 times out of 10, it's the down forward steal. It's going to be your kind of safe-ish move. So yeah, keep that in mind. He does have a kick that goes into the overhead. Overhead is safe on block unless you up block the overhead portion, which is unsafe. Up blocking the overhead, it makes it minus 27. So keep that in mind if you have some steals that have low attacks in them. That can be kind of fun. Yeah, and any cancels that Shujinko gets, you can combo from them by spending a bar. So keep that in mind. They're usually the down forward, half a Kameo bar, or 1 Kameo, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, just wanted to start with some basic Shujinko things. Let's get into the 10th matchup that I think is the best for Shujinko. So at number 10 we have Kenshi. So we get 2 down forward steals from Kenshi. Just a straight down forward is minus 7. Shujinko can also run, you can hold him. Goes across the screen. He gets a spirit punch as well, which you can hold that to be more safe. Or plus 9. On hit, it does a little bit of pushback. And if you charge it, full screen knockback. So you can kind of play the game of when am I going to release this. Your opponent's kind of guessing, are they going to respect the whole thing and give you plus frames? So that's really good on top of this as well, which can kind of counter Kenshi running at you when he kind of does his thing. We get a basic combo launcher. But the big thing is Sento. So if you combo this off of the APEP punch, if you're in the corner, sometimes this works mid-screen, but it depends on the move that you do. You get the free 2-2 Sento pressure right off the bat. So if you do it, again, if you do this on hit, oops, wrong one. If you do this on hit, you get the free Sento pressure before your, I believe your opponent can maybe get a down 1 there, but it's pretty quick. So just like Kenshi, Shujinko Sento did get nerfed, so it's not as strong, but the fact that you get Sento in this matchup is still pretty good. So coming in number 10, we have Kenshi. Number 9 here, we have young Scrompion. A couple things that we get here. We get this, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it's really nice in pressure because it's plus 2. So give us plus frames, and that's only half a bar steal. We get this one as well. Big chip, but it is minus 9, so Scorpion can punish this, so keep that in mind. Although it's fairly safe, depending on the spacing, it is minus 9 if you're doing it right up in Scorpion's face. Pretty easy punish with a stand 1-2. So if you want your safe option, go for the teleport. Keep your plus frames. So not even safe, but plus. And then the big thing in this matchup is the spear. So getting a full screen combo launcher is actually insane. If you're playing this Quan Chi, you can actually get a standing 4 into the spear, and that will combo from anywhere. Like you saw initially, if you just duck Scorpion Spear, Shujinko Spear will punish. And one of the things that makes this just kind of an extra thing is that it keeps your opponent grounded. Any Shujinko combo extender that keeps the opponent grounded is absolutely top tier because it allows you to do the maximum damage for your combo. You basically, you add whatever your combo is, now your combo begins. that was just extra icing on the cake. And you do however combo that you want to end it with. One of the reasons I like Sindel with Shujinko is her combos are so long that it makes it super easy to charge Shujinko back and use him multiple times. She also has this one, which in certain matchups you can use to kind of make Shujinko charge back faster, so you can use him even more. So that's just one of the reasons I like Sindel with Shujinko. Not my main, but just, you know, if I were to, you know, gun to my head, who am I maining? It would be Sindel Shujinko probably. So, yeah, and then lastly we get unblockable damage over time. I don't believe it will kill, but an unblockable attack is still pretty freaking good. So I believe it's somewhere around the lines of 80 damage, all said and done, something like that. Somewhere around there. So yeah, just a plethora of tools and a full screen combo extender, which works really well against Scorpion. Yeah, that's number 9. So next up is Smoke, and I really probably don't need to say this, but any character being able to turn invisible is actually crazy. At least, you know, it's not a crazy amount of time, but it's enough for you to get a setup. So that's pretty nuts. And I'm actually surprised the amount of people that actually don't know this is also a combo starter as well. So if you do it off the APEP punch, oh, they're on block. And then you just go into your regular combo. So yeah, something like that. So yeah, just do whatever, an APAP punch into the invisibility. Extend your combo for whatever you want to do. Or you just use it as like a setup. Knock down in the corner, go invisible. I'm having troubles with my LB button today. I don't know what's going on there. It might be time for a switch up there. But yeah, so on top of that, we also get this move, which I think is not very useful. I guess it's a good anti-air, but maybe now that Smoke's got like his air cancels, it'll be more useful, but I find myself using the down forward down steal. The smoke bomb, the tracking on that is actually crazy. The amount of times it hits Smoke when I was like, no, there's no way it's supposed to hit him at all. This is also your safe option as well. It's +2 on block, so there might be a little bit of a gap there, but nothing too meaningful. And that's pretty much it. Being able to turn any character invisible is absolutely crazy. So yeah, that's Smoke for you. So Quan Chi, so we're going into Quan Chi now. So we steal the skull, which is our safe move. We also steal the Sky Drop, which is our unsafe move, but it is super helpful against Quan Chi. That being said, I don't have any Quan Chis ever punish me for doing this on block. It's -21. Quan Chi can punish it with standing 4 into his own Sky Drop. So if you're Quan Chi, don't let Shujinko players get away with that. Most of the time it hits though, because they're not ready for Shujinko to just drop on their head full screen. Full screen overhead as a half-bar steal is actually crazy. But the big thing is the Bone Dome here. Because not only does it have ridiculous lack of scaling, you can also use it multiple times in a combo. So I'm going to show you an example here. We're going to take Shujinko off of the full gauge. And a pretty crazy combo here against Quan Chi. So there's 500 damage, that was 1 bar of meter, and we were able to use the Bone Dome twice. There's not very many combo launchers that Shujinko can use twice in one combo. Usually if you try and do it a second time, it'll kind of splat them. So this is one that they've had an exception for, and what makes this even doubly crazy is Quan Chi already has a lack of health. So if you're hitting him for 500 damage, that's 2 hits, and he's dead. Regardless if he even has, like, he's using Tremor Shujinko or something like that, right? So that's pretty crazy. Skull Steel. You can get something like that going. Sky Drop. Bone Dome. Basic, but super duper effective. Now T1000. If you want to talk about utility, this is the matchup for you. There's so many things going on here. So regular bullets. Hold Shujinko to get more. We got running bullets. And then we got the little spike. Low mid, and those are just our half-bar steals. Those aren't even the big steals. So the gunshots are a safe move, by the way, just the regular ones, -5. The other ones are all fairly risky. Although that one does have some nice pushback, so keep that in mind. But yeah, those are just the half bar steals. Moving on, we have the, which I think is hilarious. I love this so much. Pretty much full screen launcher into whatever combo you want. You can also use this in pressure. You just have to let them walk like just a minute before. I will say that when on release, this did ridiculous damage for a command grab. They have since kind of toned down the scaling a bit. So there's 343 for 1 bar, which isn't terrible off of a command grab. So just keep that in mind. We also have just a regular down back, which is a launcher. That's where you start to see more normalized damage. And then lastly we have the little loop loop. That launcher as well. If you do it right away, off of a punch or a kick, whoops, it'll combo. So keep that in mind. Depending on where your move puts it, depends on whether he's going to do the little back spikies or the pop-up attack. Shujinko, liquid metal Shujinko is not something I ever thought that I would see. So it's really, really funny and makes me really happy. So lots of different ways to use this particular character in this particular matchup, depending on what you need to do. And just some of Shujinko just being Shujinko. Absolutely hilarious. So that's T1000. So this next one certainly isn't as much fun as T1000, but man is it ever effective. So we have Noob Sailboat here. We have the down forward steal is not only our safe, but it's plus on block and it's a low. So it's plus 5. So if you have some sort of a move with a gap or something in it, this also, not only is this just a low, but it gives Shujinko a 50-50. Not a true 50-50 per se, because there's 24 frames for that overhead. So that's a 5-frame fuzzy. But like, there's 0 risk if you're doing the low. You're just plus 5 on block, right in their face. That's actually crazy. And then depending on your character, in the corner, it's also a combo starter. There's 439 damage for 1 bar, and you're going to have Shujinko back because you're going to be charging him while you're doing this anyways, so yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. So lack of scaling plus on block gives Shujinko a 50-50. It's just one of his better down forward steals in the game, for sure. He also has the teleport. Really, really good for catching Noob Sailboat out of the air. And then decent damage on that as well. And then he steals the portals. 3 different places, depending on where you want to go. And of course, even though it looks like it shouldn't, it does combo. So you can do that, or you can, if they just block it, plus 14 on block. There you go, okay? So yeah, pretty straightforward, not like a whole lot of like flash to it, but like the utility is actually insane. So next is Cyrax, and a lot of utility. We steal the bomb tosses. And the bombs don't go away on hit. So if Shujinko... So we're able to play the same mind games that Cyrax wants to play with us. And depending on which character, that can get pretty disgusting. So, yeah, super duper good. Also has this. I don't really use that much as well, but that would be our quote-unquote safe steal, I believe. Because it is 0 on block. I don't believe it gets any more plus. Well, it doesn't say. Sweet, love that for us. You can cancel it too. And then, of course, Shujinko cancels are also combo starters, so you could do that. Again, I don't really... For the utility that is down back steals used in this matchup, I just don't really use it that much. So, this is the main one you're going to be using. Anything that kind of captures your opponent is like super top tier steal. So you can do something like that. Shujinko's charging out faster. then start mixing or whatever you want to do against your opponent there. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing. We have this one as well, but that might be more of a corner thing. So yeah, that's again, kind of if you want to keep something safe on block, you know, go for her unsafe overhead, and boom, there's the bomb. Then you have a 50-50. Not true 50-50, but I gotta stop using that term. Some mix, I will say, some safe mix. But the main thing is this recapture. If you're Sindel, you can do something like that. If you're Quan, you can do something like get a portal out or something like that. But yeah, just that recapture state is super duper strong for Shujinko. And then, of course, he's usually charged back to get you some bomb shenanigans, so you're at the end of every combo, you're mixing with the bombs. It's quite disgusting. Alright, we're in top 3 territory now, so Takeda. So we have something like that. You can put that on the screen. This is just a half bar steal, by the way. So the damage scaling on this is pretty much non-existent. So you can blow it up right away if you want, or you can try and go for some mind games and try to open it up later. I have one on the ground. That's 1 bar mid-screen. I didn't even start it into a combo, 517 damage. So if you want damage, this is actually like the Kameo to go with. We also have multiple ways to get combos if you don't want to use that. We steal the Rekkas. He has the... and the overhead version as well. 3 different directions on where to put this. Close, medium, and far. But the kunais are really the star of the show here. So let's check out some of the damage we can get in the corner with this thing. Well, that's 616, 75. And you get 4 Shujinko steals there, because he's charging while you're doing that combo. So, if you have really long corner combos and you're playing against Takeda, consider Shujinko, because the damage is absolutely crazy. Just next level stuff. So as far as the steals go, I think that's the most damage that I've gotten, is in this matchup. And then if you want, there's other utilities as well. Different ranges for that, to add to your zoning. Just absolutely craziness, but yeah, the combo potential here is actually nuts. I actually just want to show you like my Quan Chi B&B in the mid screen because it's actually kind of fun. So 410 damage mid screen, no meter for Quan. Doodle dance. So yeah, you want damage against Takeda? Pick Shujinko. All right, error macro. This is a really, really fun matchup. So we can steal this if we want to, and then just like, we'll just give up our meter. Like, you get the health lead against Ermac. Hit him with his own medicine. Yeah, what are you going to do? Take my meter away? Oh no, I'm so scared. There's 5 seconds left. What are you going to do? I guess I should have started with a down forward steal. Sorry, I get ahead of myself. Soul Punch is safe on block. You can hold it. Plus 13, then you're playing that when am I going to release it kind of a game. It's a cancel as well. So like most of his cancels, you can combo off of that. That's just kind of an extra thing to this matchup, but similar to Cyrax, you really want this restand. Throw out whatever buffs you want. Charge Shujinko in the background while you're doing it. Let me show you like a kind of classic example of what I would do here with Shujinko. Something like that. 491 damage, you get 2 Shujinko steals. You don't even have to use the second lift if you don't want to. That's just an added thing. I find that lift has a pretty big hitbox. It works really good at hitting Ermacs who are kind of doing their cancels and running backwards. It is unsafe though, so that's kind of a risk. Just beware of that. Just most of the time they aren't really ready for it, so... Like, that's pretty decent range right there. I can't remember who I was playing. I was playing someone in the Discord, and I kept hitting that, and they're like, that shouldn't hit that far. That shouldn't hit that far. There's no way that should hit that far. But yeah, it does. So yeah, you have those 3 steals, you have the cancels to use, and then if you have a character like Sindel or something like Quan who like use some sort of buff, something like that, like how infuriating would it be if you're just about to hit your breaker and like Sindel hits you with one of these. Now you can't break. 2-bar combo, but I mean 470 guaranteed damage. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, definitely the most utility, and I mean, kind of a secondary thing because it is like pretty slow. I wouldn't really use it as such, but it is a low, so there is some mix, and then it does go full screen as well. So if you want to use it just to kind of catch movement, you could. It's kind of expensive, I think, to be using it like that, but it's a possibility. There's just so many possibilities, so. Alright, so Shujinko's best matchup is Ghostface. And let's start with like the least busted shit here. So we got the knife cancels, or knife toss, which is your safe move. Cancel combos into whatever your character wants to do. And of course projectile. That's just good on its own. That's the least of your concerns here. So the down forward half bar steal. Little crawl, you hold Shujinko. Use a little puppet in the background while your character does whatever you want them to do. Low overhead shenanigans. That kind of stuff. The low is a knockdown. So you don't really get much from it, but other than just opening up your opponent, which I think is pretty good in and of itself, especially with something like that there. Now getting to the down back steals. Combo launcher. Now we ended it in a down forward steal. As you can see there, if Shujinko's little knife that he does on the way down, that mid there, if that hits them when they're airborne, it's going to restand them, which is actually crazy. And then you get a plus 15, I think it is? Plus 17. Plus 17 into whatever you want to do. So that's kind of crazy. Now that combo extender that we just did, let's be like, oh, I'll just punish it. Good luck, it's plus 5 on block. And there's no gaps there, unless they've added something recently I'm not aware of. Even though that second hit's a high, it does jail, so you're forced to block it into plus 5. So there's no risk to just throwing that out there at all. But the real cake is this down back low. That restood state, look how long they're stuck there for. Let's see, how late can I combo this? That's still comboed. That's crazy. And similar to the down forward one, that mid will actually restand you. So let's see if I can do a combo into that craziness. Yeah, have fun blocking that. Have fun blocking that. Actually crazy. Into another combo into GG's. And you know, this is universal. So anyone can use it. Again, I think Sindel gets a lot off of Shujinko, so that's why I kind of showed her here. But yeah, a low, recapturing puppet. Again, you can hold Shujinko. I don't know what just happened there. That was craziness. But something just happened there. And I guess the least broken, he steals that as well. I don't use that at all. Why use that when any of these other tools exist? So, yeah. So those are Shujinko's top 10 best steals. If you want to see kind of the rest of my list, here's like a visual of kind of how I've grouped Shujinko's matchups. So we have the best, then good, alright, and then worst. I can make other videos kind of covering the other tiers if y'all are interested. I feel like the alright and worst tier would be kind of the most underwhelming video of them all. There's just like, these are okay. There's nothing crazy to go over, but I felt like this was at least something worth covering and lots to show off, so yeah. That being said, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.